Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we just watched the first two episodes of the new Netflix He-Man show, and we can tell you for 100% certainty it is He-Man in name only. However, that doesn't mean it's a bad show.
No.
I was actually pleasantly surprised. So we're gonna talk about this. It did drop today. It was a huge surprise, I guess. There wasn't a lot of fanfare. They had a trailer, I guess, the other week, and
We only saw the first couple episodes. To
Yeah.
be upfront about it, it might change when we watch the rest of it. This is our opinion from watching a couple episodes. We were running around today. We didn't have time to watch all of it. So I want to make that clear. We may change our mind later.
yeah. So this is our initial reaction to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe on Netflix, a complete reimagining of Masters of the Universe. But objectively, what we've seen of it, it's not a bad show. So we'll talk about that. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 235,000 subs.
Woohoo!
Thank you so much for the support. We do talk about animation, talk about cartoons, 1980s pop culture, whatever interests us, and we've been kind of following the drama with She-Ra and He-Man over the last couple of years and Mattel's attempts to reboot them for a new audience. And it's been a mixed bag. Of course, we had She-Ra.
Yeah. Another show that was She-Ra name only, but unlike that show, this one isn't about who's effing who and who's with whom and your best friend squad and all that.
Yeah, I was very surprised. Now, this is definitely geared toward younger kids,
Yes.
but there are stakes. Like,
Big ones.
people effing die in the first couple episodes. People are dying, and Skeletor is not a bumbling idiot. He's a badass. So, you know, that being said, we'll wind it back here a little bit. And yeah, this show is a complete top to bottom reimagining. In fact, you could take Masters of the Universe off of it, change some character names, call it something else, and it would still be the same show.
Yeah.
Basically. It does have a Big Hero 6 vibe.
It definitely does. And I think if we see more episodes, it's going to go into that more. And we haven't got to that point yet. So, I mean, again, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm holding out hope that it continues to be good. But I also understand that it might not, because it very much looks Big Hero 6.
The theme song is annoying as hell.
Yeah,
I'm good.
We're going to win in the end.
Yeah, no, yeah, the theme song, like, if you just watch that, you'd be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Big Hero 6.
Yep.
That being said, top to bottom reimagining, it is in a more science fiction setting than the original Masters of the Universe. A lot of characters have changed drastically from their traditional incarnations. Now, the difference between this and Revelation is that they told us flat out this was a complete reboot.
Right.
You know, there was no sleight of hand. And the thing is so far, and again, this could change, but so far what we've seen is the show is actually about Adam / He-Man. I mean, it's an ensemble show, but they don't dumb him down. They don't seem to embarrass him or run him down. They sure as hell don't kill him off in the first episode.
And what I like about it too is, like the original show, which was made for kids, this one is definitely made for kids.
Yeah.
And you get that. It's just like the way you felt about the characters and the way they had the characters fighting and stuff in the old show. I think they do a good job so far of, again, that same vibe across, but it's just in a more modern way of looking. It's an updated way. Like, I don't know what else to describe it. It's like for today's kids, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, because when He-Man came out, you know, fantasy, barbarians, that stuff was very popular. You know, He-Man was originally supposed to be the Conan toy line. And then Dungeons and Dragons, also very popular, Star Wars popular, so they threw some science fiction elements into it. This is Fortnite era He-Man, you know, mobile game era He-Man.
Yeah, it feels like what the old show felt like it was trying to accomplish. It's just that it's different because it's for kids now. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and again though, it's not. I don't think it's a kiddie show though. I mean, we've got younger characters. We've got
the original wasn't a kiddie show either.
No. When I heard this was going to be He-Man for kids, though, I was thinking, oh god,
well,
it's
a lot
going
of
to be.
these kid shows they talk down to kids, and it's really effing annoying. And this one, so far I haven't gotten that.
I will look again, being objective. They talk down less to kids in this show than they did in She-Ra.
Oh, yeah.
She-Ra, it was like the Horde never felt like a threat.
No.
It was about pillow fights and
Best Friend Squad.
Best Friends Squad, and it was like, no, like right out of the gate.
You get the whole Best Friends vibe on this too, but it's not in the same way.
Like, people are effing dying.
But again, we only saw a couple episodes of it, and I would see more.
Yeah.
Because it could go that way very easily, and I understand that. So.
Yeah, now the production values and the voice acting, I think, are both top notch. And again, I guess the reason I'm not being, hard on this show, even though it is very, very different from any incarnation of.
Because it was honest about what it was?
Yeah, it was honest with what it was. It was like, this is a completely different show.
And they didn't talk down to the fans ahead of it?
No, they didn't.
Like with She-Ra, we knew it was going to be a reboot-ish thing, but they immediately got their back up and pissed on original fans from the get. That was the marketing plan, for pity's sakes.
Yeah, this one kind of came in. It was kind of like stealth He-Man. It kind of came in and like we knew they were doing another show, but all you heard about was Revelation. And I'm sorry, but I would actually. Can't believe I'm saying this. I would actually take this one over Revelation, when I thought it was going to be the opposite. I thought I was going to be like into Revelation because it was going to be a continuation of the original. And it was just a disappointment on so many levels. And then, of course, we had all the behavior around it, too.
Well, yeah, because you're Jade fans before they even go into it, just with bad behavior. Now, of course, Teela, they had to race swap Teela because, it's Hollywood. And anytime there's a ginger, we have to make her black because,
well,
it is what it is.
They gender swap Ram Man.
It's Ram Ma'am.
Ram Ma'am. But it is a completely different character. And this version of Teela feels like a completely different character.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Teela at all.
In fact, the only characters that really feel like themselves, like even Duncan's in this one, but he's not her dad. Randor feels similar. Skeletor is more insidious. Skeletor, I think, is more evil than he was in
he's badass.
In previous incarnations. So he's actually a legit threat. Evil Lynn feels very much herself.
Yeah.
And Adam, it's interesting because they didn't make him a dumbass, like in other now 2002 didn't. He actually feels a lot like the 2002
It does, but that's
version.
just it. It feels a lot more like a 2002, I think.
Yeah, but it's not like He-Man is just pretending to be, happy-go-lucky Adam. It's like Adam is actually competent. He is definitely the star of his own show. I mean, it is an ensemble show, but he is. I
only saw 2 episodes though.
If it's Big Hero 6, he is Hero.
Yeah.
And Cringer is Baymax, I guess. I don't know, but I kind of like what they did with Cringer too. That Cringer is almost like a father figure, and he wants to fight, but he can't fight because he doesn't have claws.
They declawed him.
But yeah, I mean, I can't. So far, I can't really knock this one because it was honest in what it was. It's done well. The production values are good. The animation's very, very good for like TV animations, like almost movie quality animation. The voice acting, I think, is very, very good. And the dialogue is good. Like it's
mostly,
a quality
it has
show. I mean, it's got some,
but it's for kids.
Yeah.
And it is for kids. I mean, like I said, it doesn't talk down to kids. It does seem like it does have stakes, and I can see where adults would enjoy it too. And I think it's done in a way that adults would like it too. But it definitely feels like a kids show. It's not like, and they're not so far shoving in who's effing who and who identifies as what. And no, because it's not important.
There's like one.
No one cares.
No, there's like one offhand comment about, I guess her name is Crass, Ram Man. Her name is, and she's basically a new character. I mean, she has nothing to do with the original Ram Man other than the helmet, But, she grew up more or less with Adam, and she's kind of jealous of Teela coming in, and Teela and Adam share a look, but it's not like anything beyond that. They're kids, they're teenagers,
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, we only saw 2 episodes. I keep mentioning that because
it could go south.
Yes, and I'm not gonna lie, it totally could. And I wish we could have seen more before we did this, but we were running around today.
First impression, I'm not gonna spend all day watching. Now we'll continue to watch it. Maybe we'll do an update like after we finish the season,
and we'll tell you what we think then.
But so far I'm like, yeah, I actually want to watch more.
Because if something's good, we're gonna say so.
Yeah. I
mean, everybody keeps having this idea that we hate everything, which is not true. If something is decent or turns out to be well done, we will say so. And I was more against this than you were. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you didn't want to watch it. You were
right,
like,
and I was watching it about in the background because he was watching it. I was doing other things, but I could hear it and I could see what was going on. And when the intro song came, I gotta tell you, I was like, oh my god, it is Big Hero 6. Oh shit.
Yeah, the intro song does the show no favors because the weird thing is the tone of that does not feel like the rest of the show at all.
It wasn't like we're gonna win in the end song from She-Ra where you pretty much got what the show was gonna be about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I was watching it, when it was going on in the background, I was like, I found myself watching more and more of it because it was actually interesting. And I know it's not the same He-Man. It's not meant to be the same He-Man. But they've been upfront about that from the beginning. Just like She-Ra was upfront about it not being the same, same show either. But I guess what turned me off to She-Ra more than anything, besides the fact that it was about politics and identity crap, and that it was not for kids, even though they kept saying it was the fact that right from the get-go, their marketing campaign was to shit on people who were fans for She-Ra for years. That is not the case here.
No.
Okay, so I don't have my back up already over that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard. I mean, this one, like I said, this felt like a dark horse. Like this was stealth He-Man. This was like something they were working on. Revelation had all the press and all the buzz, and then they were also working on this one. Mm-hmm. And this almost feels like these guys were like, it was like the B team. I think they knew like, okay, this is a really different take on He-Man. This is not going to go well if we promote much. And even like it dropped today. A whole bunch of people wrote and said, hey, did you know it dropped this morning? There was like no announcement date. They weren't leading up to it. They had as far as I know, the writers doing live streams and all shit to promote it. They're like, yep, we're just going to put it out there and see what happens.
But they should do, honestly. I have to admit, though, it's funny to me. I think one of the reasons you like it so much is because it looks like your art from like the character looks like your Andrew character from your original Shadowbinders pitch you had done before you met me.
Well, it was Jeff Masuda is doing the designs, and he was a comic book artist, and he worked on the Batman, and so I knew right out of the gate, like I knew it was going to be a good looking show. I mean, again, very different from classic He-Man, but
very different.
They did not hide that, and it doesn't feel like this is a
bait and switch.
A bait and switch. Like we're gonna or we're gonna diss the old show. So far, I haven't seen that. That could change, but I mean, if they get in there like, oh my god, this is such a toxic, whatever. You're a toxic male. Let me score. No, so far it's like.
It's its own thing. And So, again, we will do another show after we actually watch more episodes. This is our initial reaction.
Yeah.
And other people might have watched the whole thing and might have a different opinion. And that's cool. You're allowed to like it. You are allowed to not like the show, and that is completely fine. We are not going to hate on you if you disagree with us, because, that's adults understand that people might like things that they don't and vice versa. And you can still have other things you have in common that you like and talk about those things. But before Twitter.
Before Twitter. All right. So we will see. I don't think this one is going to get the quite the ship bait following that.
Oh, damn. That's another reason I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, let's hope it doesn't drop the ball, though, because I haven't seen enough yet. I'm not going to lie. In my opinion, I'm still not as sold on it as you are because I haven't seen enough.
We could get to like episode 9 and just like pause a frame. It's like, oh my god, Skeletor and He-Man, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Plus, you're related in this one. Oh my god. Yeah. So I don't know. Willing to give it a shot. I don't hate it. First impression, I don't hate it. I don't have disdain for it. I don't feel disdain from the people working on the show.
You like it. You actually like it. You're into it.
I did. I was like, I did not. I think it was one of those things where since I had zero expectation for it.
That's true.
I was like, okay, no expectations whatsoever. I think this is go into it completely.
The bar has been very low.
The bar has been very low, but I'm like, well, episode 2 and Adam is still alive, so we're off to.
And he's not a dumbass.
So we're actually off to.
And
a pretty
it's not
good
all
start.
About girls being better than boys, and everybody's kind of like holding their own, like an ensemble cast.
Yeah, I kind of thought because they start with Teela, and I'm like, oh god, it's another Teela show, and it's like, no, she actually, she's kind of like the, I guess the eyes of the audience or whatever, the introduction, through. To this world through her eyes, and it's not bad how they do it. And I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be the whole effing thing is gonna be Teela, and it wasn't. It was like
not yet.
Once she gets with the rest of the crew, they all seem to get pretty equal screen time, and mostly it's about Adam. So
let's see if it stays that way.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, just a couple episodes into it. First impressions. We're gonna wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.